G'day guys, welcome back to another Scooby-Doo review on the channel. And today I'll be reviewing Season 2 of Velma. A bit of a different review, and yeah, we'll jump straight into it. Obviously this week was supposed to be, at this time, what's new Scooby-Doo reviews, but gonna take a week off. I have been a bit sick recently as well, yeah, look, I found the time to do this Velma review, of Season 2, so yeah, let's get into it. It's going to be quite an interesting review. I mean, look, obviously the big question on people's mind is, is Season 2 any good? Is it better? Probably. Yeah, I had absolutely no idea it was coming out. I found it only a couple of days ago. I found it in a whole bunch of different places, and I kept on seeing stuff about it. So, look, I gave it a watch. I watched most of the episodes all in one day. So, very, very, very interesting show, this one. Obviously, Velma, it's been known for its criticism, its hate. But I didn't mind Season 1. It wasn't great, though. But I do think Season 2 was better. But yeah, the big question is, final episode, just watched, there's so many questions still left to answer. So it does look like they're planning to make a Season 3. Whether it'll get, cancelled or not is the big question. Yeah, look, Season 3, I'm all for it. I'm actually, the big thing about Season 2 of Velma here was, I got left wanting more. At the end of each episode, I feel like there was, a bit of a cliffhanger, a question that I really, really, really wanted answered, straight away, straight after the next one. That's what hooked me, back into keep watching it, That was absolutely nowhere to be seen in the first season, so I think they did that a lot better. Did it feel more planned out? Not really. I kind of feel like they planned for Season 1 and maybe rushed a few things in Season 2, albeit they kind of worked better. All the episodes were also released on the same day, last month now. So, you could watch the whole show bang, all in one go, which is what I did. Just did it a week later. Yeah, there was a few, bits and pieces that obviously I'd like to mention and talk about. Do I have a favourite episode at the moment? I mean, obviously I'll do a ranking of all the episodes, and then maybe, do a ranking of Season 2 and Season 1. I mean, I'm not going to do too much about the show, obviously, because my main focus is obviously on what's new Scooby-Doo. But, yeah, look, I'll do a main ranking sometime this week, most likely. And, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But if I had to pick a favourite right now, it would either be the last episode or the second last episode. I believe it was The Real Villain or Till Death. I feel like those two were the clear best ones. Although the 8th and 7th episode weren't horrible either. I felt like it got better as the season went on. If I had to pick a least favourite episode, look, it'd probably be, maybe the third one or the first one, maybe. Yeah. Look, there was a few parts in lots of the early episodes that I just disliked. Yeah, look, it's very, 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 very hard to rank them. So that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to review episodes and the show. And yeah, look, it wasn't horrible. I really felt like I connected with a lot more of the characters. I felt like I connected with a lot of the characters that I wanted to connect more to, which was good. Because some of the characters that I, was kind of forced to connect to in the first season just felt weird. Some of the characters in this show are pretty bad. Some of them, most of them are pretty good. I connected with a lot of them. I feel like Aman Dinkley, I don't like him. He's quite annoying. we didn't get that much of him though in the second season compared to the first season, so that was definitely good. I dislike him. He did have a episode kind of focused on him when he was predicted to be the new serial killer. But yeah, look, wasn't a big fan of him. Sophie, I think she's pretty good. Velma's real mum is gets a lot in this second season. I liked her. You also get Fred's dad, and because Fred's mum's now dead, and she was obviously the first serial killer from the first season, and now Fred's like hooking up with Velma's real mum, and in this season there's like a competition of who's going to get married first between Sophie, Velma's stepmom, and Aman, her real dad, and then you got her real mum and Fred's dad. So yeah, look, really, really weird. Obviously every character has like their main issues, so this was like another side issue for a lot of the characters. Daphne's mums were not as big, I felt, but did get some bigger moments in the first few episodes. We got introduced to a few new characters. Amber is, a goth girl, and the child of Fawn. Yes, Fawn is in the show. She's really, really, really weird. She's now like old, and she's the mother of Amber, and really, really, really weird. Kind of liked, I love the throwback and all that, but kind of liked Fawn, but absolutely hated Amber. Yeah, she was not good. We also got Edna Perdue in this in this season, and she's alive. She's been hiding out this whole entire time. She's a really, really good character to the show. We also got Scrappy Doo, of course. We got Uncle Scooby, which is like a code name for Sophie. So yeah. Look. Yeah. Look. Most of the characters were good, I want to say, but yeah, some of them were definitely bad. I felt like in the later episodes we got more time with Velma and Daphne, who are, I feel, my favourite characters from the show. Fred as well, Norville. You also got one of the Brains girls, Lola. She becomes quite a main character in this second season, as she was one of the girls who was killed in the first season, and is like romantically interested in Norville in this season. It's funny how Norville goes from Gigi to Lola very, very, very quickly in a short space of time. We obviously got the new sheriff, who's the brother of like the other sheriff who got killed in the final episode of the first season. As the twist heading into the second season. And he did get killed in the end as well. I found him annoying. But yeah, look, second season of Velma. There's a lot that happened. Not a lot, too special. The thing is about this show is it's got absolutely nothing to do with Scooby-Doo, really. So I guess that's kind of why I'm okay with it. I know it's because it's based on it and there's no Scooby and everyone just hates it because of it. But it's got nothing to do with Scooby-Doo, really. Like, sure, there are throwbacks and, little Easter eggs in there. And obviously we got the introduction to Scrappy and Uncle Scooby. Scrappy was obviously the serial killer in this season, with like Dr. Perdue sort of helping him and then sort of not. And then you got Uncle Scooby, who's actually Sophie, being like blackmailed into helping Scrappy, really. But yeah, Scrappy in this one, obviously main villain. I mean, you love Scrappy being the villain, really. And he framed Don as well, which is Gigi's father. He becomes quite a main character in this season, just out of nowhere, really. But yeah, look, he wasn't too bad. I didn't mind him. he started, I think, getting a little bit more attention from the episode Seance, and then from every episode on, he was featured quite a bit. Yeah, I felt like it started off poor this season. Mystery of Teen Romance wasn't great. Creaky Friday, not great. When Velma Met Money, not great. The Seance one, I thought was going to be good and had potential to be good, but wasn't. I really dislike Shaggy's father as well, which really doesn't help because he was, the main focus in that episode. Burning Woman was a bit of a weird one as well. Same with Primate. I'm going to be pronouncing this wrong. Private Velma. That was also a bit of a weird one. But yeah, the final four were probably the best. It's too hard to rank for now. I mean, I've just, really finished watching the show. And when you watch all the episodes in a row back to back to back, they all get mixed into one big episode, really. But yeah, look, I wouldn't mind seeing season 3, to be honest. I want to know what happens to Velma because that's the big question. And spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, or at least the final scene, Velma is dead now, and she's a ghost. Amber thinks there's a way of bringing her back, but she can only do like a spell to get her back on Halloween. So maybe that's a bit of a clue to maybe the third season being filmed and finished and released in October this year or October next year. I feel like October this year would be a good time for the third season to come out, around Halloween, because that kind of makes sense to me. I know it'd probably be like the one episode that only focuses on Halloween. Obviously, there's probably got to be a whole new mystery, overarching mystery to solve because, there was serial killers in both the first 2 seasons. Is there going to be another serial killer in the third season causing this town to go crazy? We're going to lose even more people because, correct me if I'm wrong, I mean, I haven't watched the first season in, over a year. I don't really plan on watching it ever again, really, but I think it was only the 3 hot girls that were killed in the first season. Then you got 5 guys who were killed, along with a whole bunch of other people that were attending the double wedding in the final episode as well, that Scrappy killed. The big question is that, I don't know, was why did Scrappy not kill Velma when Scrappy, took down the bus, took Velma out, trapped her in a cave, didn't kill her. Really, really, really weird. Definitely had a chance to kill her, but didn't. He only just tried to force her into believing that Don was the killer and he was being framed. But obviously it turned out to be Scrappy and Don was innocent. But yeah, look, what happens to Sophie as well is another big question. Does she go to jail for what she did? She didn't really do anything wrong. She just got blackmailed into helping Scrappy. And because she was so scared that Scrappy would hurt or kill her family, she just did what Scrappy said and, basically sacrificed herself to keep her family alive, safe and, up and going. The big question is, when she was disguised as Uncle Scooby after Velma and Daphne got away in the final episode, she had a chance to kill Daphne and then obviously couldn't because that's going to hurt her family, isn't it? Because Velma, that's her girlfriend, that's like going too far for Sophie. So she didn't do that, and in the end, there was a whole bunch of madness that happened in that final episode. And look, does the show get a third season? Based off popularity, why the hell would it get a third season? But they've left it on such a big cliffhanger that I kind of want to see a third season. But I feel like they might have to, wrap it up after 3 seasons. I don't think this show deserves 4, 5, 6, 7 seasons. And if that happens, I think there'll be people being incredibly outraged and so pissed and disrespected that, this show is getting like 7 seasons and Mystery Incorporated only got like 2 seasons. But yeah, still so much that I haven't mentioned really, in this review. But look, I feel like I probably mentioned everything I mainly wanted to cover. Look, I actually don't mind this show really. The first season, looking back on it now compared to the second season, you know, it just feels boring now because I've watched it twice, and with the second season compared to it, I just wouldn't be able to sit through watching any of the first season now. But yeah, look, you got the second season, which I feel is better because it explores Daphne and Velma's interest as like the most, like their love, and like their you know characters are the main focus I feel in this show, and that was the main part of the second half of the second season. I feel like it'd be nice to see it continued in season 3. And then I don't know, maybe they wrap it up in the final season. They grow up, and that's it. Velma's like famous or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. But yeah, look, it's a pretty crazy show. This one, it's absolutely crazy. I did prefer the second season though. Overall, I mean, looking back on it, like it's just so difficult to compare them both, because they're both so unique in different ways. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this, but I did like the second season. Overall, I'd probably give it maybe a 6.5 out of 10. Like, I know that's not great, but it's definitely better than the first season. But yeah, thanks for watching this very, very, very complicated review. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys next week for the continuation of my What's New Scooby-Doo reviews.